How is everybody doing? How's everybody doing today? Been a great day. A great day. Yes, it has. I wish I could get my screen a little larger. Anyway, folks, today it's probably a very hot day here in the San Gabriels in the 90s. But the most important thing we're going to talk about is how difficult it was for me to eat exactly what I wanted to eat while I was in Las Vegas for the whole week. Believe it or not, it was very difficult. I cannot believe what I went through. It was just one of those things that you just can't believe is happening. Even on the first night, we went to Applebee's. Applebee's is kind of expensive, but it's not necessarily exactly what you want. But yes, I went to Applebee's. I got the salad. I had that once before. I thought I was going to get something like some free chips. I couldn't eat the chips no way. I was going to take them with us. But they gave me this salad. I had to take out everything in it. I told them what I did want in it, but still they came back with something in it that I didn't want. I moved the blue cheese out. I moved the tomatoes out. I kept the onions. I kept the chicken because it was chicken, not baked chicken. But it was chicken nevertheless. And I would say that the chicken was very good. Indeed, it was quite fantastic. But I just couldn't fathom what I had to go through. Of course, the full course meal, the exclusive amount of money, I'm calling it exclusive, it was just ridiculously high. Nearly $100 for basically something that you would probably play someplace else. But nevertheless, it was good enough for what it was. But I had some better choices the next day. A whole lot better. I want to take a look at this. Now that ain't the one I want to show. That's coming up. How about this one? This was a salad. I'm trying to think of where I ate so many different kinds of places. I believe this could have been, let's see, with Applebee's, KBTGIF. But nevertheless, I did away with the cherry tomatoes, little marbled tomatoes, got rid of that. I did eat the cheese, some kind of grated American cheese. I ate the cucumbers and I ate the chicken. And of course, the lettuce. The meal was quite satisfying in of itself, but it was still frustrating not getting exactly what you wanted to eat with it. They had some better salads that I could have used. that I could no longer eat. And it was quite ridiculous. Because when you talk to the waitresses or waiters, they have no idea that what you go through when you ask to take this out or take that out, and they still come back with something that is still not quite right. Like I did say, take out this, but as you can see, there's cheese on the side. I told them to take the other stuff away, and that was even better. It was this other one. This, I believe, was that Black Bear. It looked like Black Bear restaurant. I had grits. They really had some good grits to eat. I had some wheat toast. I believe that's a 1 egg scramble. I ate the lemon slice, and the lettuce was also good. That was a satisfying. That was a satisfying breakfast because I believe I ate breakfast a little later. Very satisfying. I did eat at Cracker Barrel also. Which one is this? No, that ain't it. No, that ain't it. No, that ain't it. Well, these things can really be a challenge when they're this small. I did eat at Denny's. The thing about that is, I could not tell them to leave the hash browns. The hash browns came with the 2 eggs white scramble. I said, I just want onions and bell pepper. And that's exactly what I got, onions and bell pepper. And I believe I either had water or black coffee, straight up black coffee. I think I had water. So they couldn't leave off the hash brown, so I gave that to my wife. I didn't take a picture of hers. It was a whole lot more than mine, that's for sure. Now, this here is lemon chicken from a Chinese, from Kung Fu Chai, I believe, in Chinatown. I took a chance with this. I told her I didn't want too much sodium or any of that type of stuff in it. Uh, they pretty much assured me that it wasn't much. And it became a very delightful meal. In fact, I would say this was probably the better meal next to the one in Black Bear, because just like I said, the one in Cracker Barrel was okay. It was satisfying. But this lemon chicken, it hit the spot. It had steamed rice. I didn't have the other kind of rice, but it was filling. I did save some of it so I could eat the next day. I could eat the whole thing, but I didn't want to overdo it. But this food here, this lemon chicken, was cooked to perfection. I had carrots, some other vegetables in it. So it was quite a satisfying meal. Very satisfying. And where's my notes? So one of the most important things that if I can get this straight, let's see what happens. Uh-oh. I wish I could get this a little bigger. I don't know why this video is doing this to me like this, but every time I do this, even with StreamYard, something is always not quite right. The most important thing is that you try to get the right amount of food, especially when you're on a renal diet. That's just the way it is. Says, you see, watching other people eat, that normally eats at you. But you have to have certain things in place within yourself so that you won't feel like you're being left out. You almost have to go beyond yourself because you know you can do without certain foods, but they tell you. But there's a few things that I could talk about. The first thing is you have to redefine your diet. That's very important. Redefine your diet. Redefine your diet and also the defining of the culture in which you eat. In other words, you eat, you are what you eat. It don't depend what culture you're in, what economic standard you're in. That determines the type of food that you're going to eat. That's always a given. Always. So redefining yourself, redefining the culture, figuring out what you can eat, what you can't eat. I have been struggling the first couple of months. I'm going to say it again, I lost 20 pounds, but I did survive it so far. You still must follow your doctor's direction, especially if you have kidney problems. Everyone's kidney problems is different. I've been reading everything about kidneys, what to eat, what not to eat, taking certain medications. Iron pill is one, certain other medications just in case I have some kind of problem. And you definitely have to drink plenty of water. That don't mean you go around and you just guzzle everything down, but you do it in increments during the day, especially on a hot day like we've been having, especially in Las Vegas. There, there was a couple of restaurants I really did want to go to, but Applebee's was the most expensive, would you believe it or not? All the other restaurants, IHOP, Applebee's. Oh yeah, Applebee's is the most expensive. IHOP, Cracker Barrel, Black Bear, those were the least expensive restaurants. I still drink my coffee at both Dutch Brothers and also Starbucks. No problem there. I stuck with my basic coffee. I even drank black coffee straight up, no creamer, no nothing. Cause my wife put creamer in hers, but I could not eat the same way. I was eating a whole lot less food than I normally do. From the last time that I went to Vegas, which was a few months ago, I did feel kind of funny when I was eating certain foods, and then find out that I might have to cut back after that first time in Vegas this year. This was my second time there. Only we stayed a week. We hardly ever stayed a week in Vegas. This was the first time. But I knew I was going to have problems. There were certain restaurants we just stuck with, and I wanted to do kind of a different type of restaurant dining. I wanted, oh, Denny's. Did I mention Denny's? Yeah, I think I did. So I even tried out Denny's. Denny's menu was smaller for what I ordered, but I couldn't order what I normally order. Pancakes. I stuck with toast. I didn't get the big omelet. I just got white egg omelet. I felt fine the whole trip. I made sure of that. I couldn't drink. I love to drink. And this is a different story. If you ever seen a person who loves to drink but can't drink, I'm not talking about alcoholism. I'm talking about you know you can drink, you never had a problem drinking, but you can't drink anything. Can't drink wine. I'm a wine connoisseur. I drink every now and then. I whatever wine it is. In most recent years, it's been kind of like sweet wines here and there. It goes good with your fish. It goes good with everything, steaks or whatever you want to eat with. Couldn't even do that. Did not drink in any of the casinos. I normally don't drink anyway because I'm the main driver in anyway. But if I'm staying in the same place, or I don't have to drink, or I don't have to drive a car, and I'm walking down the strip, or I'm walking downtown Fremont, I could drink, but I don't drink. That's a natural given. I always drink once in a while. And the only time that I really did drink is if I'm on a plane ride in some other country and I know I'm not going to drive a car at all. That's the only time that I drink. So not only did I cannot drink, I cannot eat certain food that I love. No tomatoes. I'm afraid to eat tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I didn't eat no ice cream. I was gonna get like a half a cup of ice cream, but I decided not to because I got some more appointments that I got to attend to. At least 4 or 5 appointments that is coming up. So I had to redefine my diet all the way around, no ifs and but about it. And I had to redefine the culture. And I'm going to show you what I mean by redefining the culture. That's number two. The first one was redefining the diet. Second is redefining the culture, which is part of the diet. This here you can see corn. We went to a party, uh, me and my wife, actually kind of like a family reunion, exactly what it was. And a lot of great food there, lots of food. But the first night, this was on the last night, it was on Saturday night, but on the first night, Thursday night, I ate at someone's home. I couldn't eat none of the great food there. It all looked good. It had everything in it, all the spices, but you know you couldn't eat it. It was very good. The corn, the meats, the chickens, the fish, everything was covered in all types of gravy and spices, and I said, and I managed to find out that, well, did they have any lettuce and bell pepper or some onions there that I can eat? And so I managed to get that, and that's what I ate. And I chopped it down the way a person was hungry. Even though I'm looking at all this good food, this great food. Now, this food you see here, that was that was the last night. Like I said, they had everything there. No desserts, but great food. Someone did manage to cook me a tilapia fish. I didn't take no picture of that. I did eat that. That was pretty good, but that's the only thing I ate, and I had water. And they had plenty of beer. And when I say they had plenty of beer, they had plenty of beer. I'm not going to give the names of it because that might be, infringement. Because normally, I'll tell you this much. Whatever beer they had, if they had the darkest beer there, I would have drank it because I'm a dark beer drinker. But I couldn't drink any of that stuff. So I had to settle for bottled water. And that's basically what I am. And that's what I'm talking about, redefining their culture when it comes to food. And I don't care what type of culture you're from. It doesn't matter because restaurant is the culture. Any type of foreign food culture, I have to watch how I eat in Asian restaurants. I still have not tackled the Mexican restaurants yet. That's going to be a challenge. I don't think I can eat anything, I'm going to have to look at the menu because believe it or not, when you look at the menu, you go right down the line. There was absolutely nothing that I could eat. So I had to pretty much look at one menu and decide what can I take out, what can I put in. If it's close to what I want to eat, portion wise, even the senior citizen menu never had done anything for me. I always got the regular food, the regular menus. I did not eat. I never ordered from the senior citizen because they don't have enough choices of the matter. So believe me, it was very, very frustrating in trying to pick out, looking at a menu right down the line, knowing that can eat almost anything in there, including food that I didn't like. So when you don't have a choice to even pick the food that you don't even like, that could be a problem. Don't you think so? I think so. I think that is a problem. Let's see if I can get to number 3. So if you're on a renal diet, or if you're on a diet period, or whatever your problem is, it could be obesity, it could be heart attacks, it could be uh, diabetes, it could be high blood pressure. You have to really reorganize a new strategy. And that strategy is Sometimes you have to know the restaurants that you've been going to. You've been going to the restaurants all your life, so you do have a pretty good idea what's there, and that's what's so frustrating about the whole thing. You understand what I'm saying? That's the most frustrating because you really know what's on the menu. I'm debating with my wife. Hey, I don't think there's nothing on there before even going to the restaurant. I don't think there's anything even singly. Because I even look for the things that maybe I can build your own. Because that's basically what I was trying to do, build my own. And it's just as expensive to build your own, and you're getting less food. If I'd have kept building stuff on there in a regular way, my food would have cost more than my spouse's food. So you really have to have strategy. One strategy is sometimes if you can go on the internet, you can look at the menus just to regurgitate your thoughts of what they do have. And then you can figure out what you want to eat. Sometimes that might work, sometimes it won't. You're going to always have people who take your order. When they take it to the kitchen, more than likely it might come back wrong. It might come back just right. You just never know. But you really do have to reorganize a strategy when you go out now. Of course, you don't have to do any of those things. You can just wing it. You can just wing it and go to a restaurant and hope for the best because that's what you're doing too. So I'm going to these restaurants, including the ones that I know, and try to figure out what can I eat once I get there. Let me look at the menu again. I think I can eat this. I think I can eat that. They don't put stuff on it here. They don't put stuff on it there. You know the butter they're gonna bring you is gonna be salted butter, not no salt. You know they don't have no uh, low calorie dressing for your salad. I did ask for that one. You know they're not going to have no olive oil, a little cup of olive oil to put on your salad. You know they're not because most of them don't. They have little packets of salad dressing, of every salad dressing there is, but they don't have any olive oil at all. Yet they probably cook with olive oil. They probably mix the olive oil with vinegar. They got all types of olive oil you can buy at the store. You don't know where they got the olive oil from, and you can't sit there and then ask them what ingredients are you using. Maybe a little bit. They do tell you what's in it. So like if you want greens, you don't want greens with ham in it, and that's always been the case. Every time I get greens when I could eat normally. Even when I was eating normally, I did not to see green beans or greens or spinach and all those other things with stuff in it like pork. But now I can't even eat sausage of any kind. It's processed sausage. So whatever you eat, it has to be fresh. You can get turkey patties already made with nothing on it. Just get straight up turkey patty, chicken patty, turkey ground meat, chicken ground meat. You can do any of those things and make your own spaghetti without the sauce. Now they are showing that you can eat in a limited value, but I don't want to take that chance even in a limited way for some of that food. It ain't happening. Not right now until I redefine what my body can really do. Because I have changed. My body has changed. I have no say so whatsoever. And that's basically it. That's basic. So the only thing that I can say that you have to do is you're going to have to start accepting. You have to start accepting your circumstances beyond what you normally do. You have to accept for who you are now, and that's what's defining you. You're the same person. I guess my faith is strong. I'm not afraid to say, after being a young person back in the day and watching people like Dick Gregory, who was showing us how we really should eat from what he was and how much weight he lost, and a couple of other people, but he's the main one that comes to mind. Of course, you can think of some other religious gurus, people who really believe in changing the world. There were a lot of them, but I think Dick Gregory was one. Probably, I believe I'm right. I believe it was him. We all looked at him. Some of us laughed at him. Some of us trying to figure out what he was trying to do. But I knew what he was trying to do back then. But we were young, so some of us could eat all that stuff. But he was an older man while we were younger, and he was showing us the way of how we should eat. And then maybe some of us won't have some of these debilitating problems. Now, I'm not talking about condition you was born with. Well, my condition, I wasn't born with it. It's just that, just like I said, because of an operation that I had 3 years ago, uh, that's when I got this nephrotic problem, the CKD, and it just hit me this past January quite hard. So, but it's the same thing. You can't eat certain foods the way you used to. So, what I'm saying is, it is possibly, or shall I say, it's possible understanding what your future would look like by what you're doing now. Because you wouldn't think in a million years back then what your future would look like. You know what would happen. And these are some of the things that I dreaded, and now it's happening to me. There's nothing that I could do about it, but just eat the way that I should. My battery is 15%. Because more than likely, you will need a new support system. And that's where I'm at now. I might decide to get a support system to help me along with everyone else. And that's what this video is basically about. You're going to be frustrated a lot. Or you can keep eating the way you've been eating and take a chance. But I wouldn't take that chance. I'm going to do everything I can to stay as healthy as I can as I before. It's not going to be the same. And if you're out there and you know you have to do something, please follow your doctor's orders. At least you try to do the best you can. This is Robert Champ. I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you in my next video. Have a great day and evening, folks. Take care of yourself. You know what you got to do. There's no fault in what we do. Some people can eat whatever they want the rest of their lives. Nothing will happen. And some of us can't. Everyone is different. So follow your instincts, follow your heart, follow your soul. Yeah, I said follow your soul. Sometimes we forget that the soul is just more than just being here. It's the food we eat, it's the music we listen to, it's everyone else around us who are trying to make positive change. I'll see you in my next video, folks. Have a great rest of your evening.